Hello everyone, I do hope you are doing well. It's now been a month since I had double jaw surgery, so I thought I would come on and give you an update.
Here, what noise do potatoes make?
So I have a few things written down that I want to cover. I tried to put them in a somehow sensible order, but let's see how that goes. So the surgery itself went really well. I did have a splint and it was held in with metal wires, and then I was banded shut just with one band on each side. I was sick twice on the first day. It was only blood though that I vomited, so it wasn't like really disgusting and with bits and like really sore on your throat or anything like that. It was quite smooth for being vomit, but as I say, it was all blood, and after the first 2 times it was absolutely fine. I wasn't sick again and I wasn't really feeling sick either. I would say that I was noticeably swollen after the surgery, but it wasn't too bad at all. I did make a time lapse of the first week of swelling. I'll put a link to that in the description down below. But as you'll see, I had the kinesio tapes again like I had when I had the SARP surgery, and I think that really helped with the swelling as well. I didn't have any pain at all after surgery. So I had upper jaw surgery and lower jaw surgery. The lower jaw, I've been able to feel everything the entire time, so I don't have any numbness in my lip or my chin. The palate is numb though, and on the right side of my upper lip, my right cheek and a little bit of my right nostril has been numb, but it's already been slowly starting to go away, so I'm confident that the feeling will come back there. I did just have some slight bruising under the kinesio tapes, but it was very minor. I've seen people in peer support groups where it looks like they've properly been beaten up, but I just had a tiny little bit of bruising on the neck and the rest was absolutely fine. My breathing was a little bit stuffy and laboured for about the first week. It's not like a suffocating feeling or anything like that, so I know a lot of people are worried about not being able to breathe when they come out of surgery. I was still able to breathe, it was just a little bit awkward and difficult because of the swelling. The hospital gave me a nasal spray to help with the breathing and also the bleeding. They said that I could use for up to 2 weeks, but I only used it for 5 or 6 days because I didn't want to keep using it if I didn't actually have to. I took enough medication that I don't need anymore, and I was having a little bit of bleeding from the nose for about the first week, but it was so minor and it was not anything that I would class as being a nosebleed. It was just a bit of blood coming out of the nose. My throat was so much better than it was after SARP. So when you have jaw surgery, you need to be intubated through the nose. And after I had SARP, I was all bruised up and nasty in the throat. I've got a time lapse on that as well that I'll put in the description down below. But this time it was totally fine, no pain in my throat, no bruising or anything like that. So I don't know why that is, but I'm very happy about it. Swallowing was still a bit weird, just having to learn how to do it again. I definitely have more space for my tongue now, but I need to learn how to swallow properly. I did have speech therapy before to help with that, but that was before I had enough space, so I feel like I still need to learn how to swallow properly. I stayed in the hospital just for 2 nights, and they gave me antibiotics through a drip when I was there, and then when I left the hospital they gave me antibiotics to take for another 10 days. I didn't have an infection or anything, I think it was just a preventative measure, and I did have a sore stomach for about a week or so after I left the hospital. I'm not sure if that was because of the antibiotics or something else, but it wasn't that bad and it did go away. What's maybe quite unusual is despite the splint that I had in, it was wired in for 1 week and then I had to wear it for another 3 weeks until I saw the orthodontist. But I didn't have any eating restrictions at all, so they said that I could try and eat whatever I wanted. I did just start off with liquid foods and soft foods like baby food and stuff like that. On the 5th day I tried eating an olive, which felt really weird and I was very insecure about that, so I didn't do that again. But then on day 10 I had my first chewable meal where I had salmon, rice, broccoli and stuff like that, and that was very successful. So I've been eating proper foods again since about day 10. I'm still not eating super hard stuff. So I'm not eating steak, I'm not having bread, I'm not eating carrots either because they're all really hard, but that was always kind of the case, with the braces. I was eating steak with the braces, but the bread and the carrots I still wasn't eating with the braces, so I don't think that's because of the jaw surgery. I'm just don't feel good about eating such hard things with the braces. So my healing is going extremely well. As I say, I'm 1 month post-op now. And honestly, it's been so good. It took me about 6 or 8 weeks to heal or to kind of recover enough that I felt good enough to do things again after I had SARP. It took about 6 to 8 weeks. This time she said that it would take 3 weeks, but I didn't believe her. But actually at week 4, I'm already feeling much better. The healing was going so smoothly. I'm really, really pleased. There's only one thing on the bottom left where I have the incision. I do have like a small hole that's being a bit stubborn to close. It's not very easy to get pictures of, but it's just like, as I say, where the incision is. So they took the stitches out after, I want to say, a week, and then they left in the stitches around this little hole, but they've taken them out now and they're just waiting for the hole to like close properly, but the doctors are quite confident that it will, so it's not a concern for them. Sorry, I said earlier that I had the splint wired in for 1 week and then had it not wired but still in for a subsequent 3 weeks. It was actually just a subsequent 2 weeks until I went to see the orthodontist, and then they changed my wire. They got rid of the surgical hooks, which is great because they're such a pain. But then because my back molar is still flared out, they gave me 6 elastics to close my bite to make all the teeth meet, but they also gave me lingual buttons on the side with the tooth that's flaring, and the buttons are so sore, like apart from the spacers and the molar bands that were really sore, but they were just temporary until I got the SARP device fitted. The lingual buttons hurt so much. They were like the only thing that really, really bothered me throughout this whole process. But after 3 days, it was actually much, much better. Like, I tried putting wax on it, but it wouldn't stay. People suggested other products, but they were really, really expensive and I would have to import them. But on day 3, actually, it was so much better. I was really, really surprised because I thought I would be in pain for a lot longer. So I've had them in for just over a week now, and I'm able to eat pretty much normally with them in, which is great because I had to go back to liquid foods before because I just couldn't move my tongue, and even eating was really sore as well. So that's improved a lot, which I'm really happy about. And I go back to the orthodontist after 2 weeks. So I went to see the orthodontist 3 weeks after the surgery itself, and then my next appointment is in 2 weeks after that 3rd week. Does that make sense? So 5 weeks post-op, I'm seeing the orthodontist again, which is next week. And they said that the elastics to close the bite work really quickly, so maybe I'll have the buttons removed then. But to be honest, since they're not really bothering me so much anymore, if we need to keep them in for a little bit longer to close the bite properly, I'm totally okay with that. From week 4, the surgeon did give me a prescription for physiotherapy. I'm a little bit surprised that they actually gave me the prescription for manual lymphatic drainage. I thought they were going to give me some sort of physiotherapy that was like doing exercises with the jaw and stuff like that. But it's not, and they didn't give me any exercises to do with the jaw, so I've just been using my mouth and my jaws normally and hoping that will be enough to kind of relearn things, which I think is working so far. In terms of the mouth opening, I was able to open 4 fingers width or 4 fingers height before the surgery. It does fluctuate from time to time depending on the elastics and stuff like that, but generally I can fit between 2 and 3 fingers in my mouth, normally 2.5. So with more usage of my jaw, more natural movements, I'm hoping that I can get it back up to 4 fingers again. I've been sleeping elevated using my wedge pillow until week number 4. I think they said after 2 weeks I didn't have to sleep elevated anymore, but I did it 1, to help with the swelling as much as possible and as long as I can, and 2, because I wasn't sure if I should actually be lying on my jaw, if that would like affect the healing or make it uneven. But the last time I saw the surgeon, they said that I can already put my face in a hole, you know, like you do for osteopathy or when you get a massage. They said I can already do that. So if I can do that already and put full pressure on my jaw, then I guess it's okay to sleep on my side again. So I've been sleeping on my side since after 4 weeks. So that's it. That's everything that I had noted down about my double jaw surgery. I do have a playlist with all of the jaw surgery videos, which I'll put a link to in the description down below. I've probably forgotten a bunch of stuff, so if you do have any questions for me, please just let me know in the comments down below and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Do like the video if you enjoyed it or found it useful. Subscribe for more updates on my jaw surgery journey, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye!